Okay, welcome to Correct Kannada. This is part 3 of the Nouns in Kannada presentation. Part 1 and part 2 have already been uploaded. Part 1 and part 2 basically contains all the Vibhaktis, examples of each of the Vibhaktis in detail. Each is a 1 hour video, so that should cover everything about nouns. Now in part 3, I'll show it in the next slide what we are going to do in part 3. So this is the concluding part of the nouns in Kannada. So in part 3, what we are basically going to do is the idea of, there are certain types of sentences, and for these types of sentences there are specific noun cases, meaning specific vibhaktis to be used. So that's basically what we are trying to share here, so that it will help us with forming these sentences, because these are all, each sentence may be a very unique sentence, and once you know the case, then it's much easier to form these sentences. As we proceed, you will be able to understand that. Now the definition of the sentence type is first explained, followed by that the corresponding case that is used is given in each of the upcoming slides. So like what I said, the idea here is to help you understand the Kannada sentence structure and the corresponding nouns and vibhaktis that fit in. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, first is the subject of a sentence. So the subject of a sentence is always in a nominative case, meaning typically the subject of a sentence is a noun, and that noun is always in nominative case, which means that the Prathama Vibhakti. Okay, example, Ramesh Ondu Kate Heluttane. So Ramesh is telling a story. Okay, so here Ramesh doesn't have any Vibhakti suffix at all, and therefore this is your Prathama Vibhakti, and this is the subject of the sentence, right? Ramesh is the subject of the sentence. Now, regardless of the now, one thing that we need to understand is about transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. So, transitive verbs are those. Intransitive verbs are those verbs for which, if you ask what to the verb, then it will become an absurd question. For example, I slept. So, to sleep is an intransitive verb. You just say, I slept what, right? That question is absurd. So that's why it is an intransitive verb, which means it doesn't need any object. So in other words, a verb that, or a sentence or a verb that doesn't need any object is called an intransitive verb or an intransitive sentence. For example, I ate. This is a transitive. Why? I ate. I can always ask the question, I ate what, right? So you have to answer the question, I ate food. So food is basically your object. So that's a transitive verb. So what we are trying to say here is, as long as you have a subject, the subject will always be in nominative case. It won't be in any other case. That's basically what we are trying to say here. For example, Magu Malagito, right? Magu is baby. Baby slept. Okay, Magu is in nominative case. Similarly, Tayi Mane Kelasagalu Maduttale. So mother is doing housework. Right? Again, it's a nominative case. Tande Kaccherige Hogiddare. So Tande is father. Kacheri means office. To the office. He has gone. Hogiddare. So the gist of this slide is to say that the subject of a sentence will always be in Prathama Vibhakti. Okay. Okay. So this is another type of sentence. This is another type of sentence called a copular sentence. Even in copular sentences, we are using nominative case. That's the gist of this slide. What is a copular sentence? It is a sentence in which there is one verb, but the verb doesn't do any action, but all it does is describe more about the subject. Okay, example, Ravi is a good man. Is your verb, but here there is no action being done. All the verb is saying is that it is giving more information about Ravi. Okay, so these such sentences are called copular sentences, and they are also in nominative case, is what we are trying to say in this slide. Okay, Ravi obba ಒಳ್ಳೆ engineer. Ravi is a good engineer. Rakesh ದೆಹಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಯಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಉದ್ಯಮಿ means entrepreneur. Rakesh ದೆಹಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ, one big, ಉದ್ಯಮಿ entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur. Agi means as an entrepreneur ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, he is. Okay. ನವಿಲು ಭಾರತದ ದೇಶೀಯ ಹಕ್ಕಿ. Peacock is India's national bird, ಹಕ್ಕಿ. Okay. ವಟವೃಕ್ಷ ತುಂಬಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. Vatavriksha means banyan tree. Tumba doddadu is very big. Okay. Akasha neeli bannadu. Sky. Akasha means sky. Sky is blue. Sky is blue in color. Okay. Then Raju obba Raju obba somberi. Somberi means lazy person. Raju is a lazy person. Okay. Geeta obba nati. Geeta is an actress. So all these are popular sentences and they are also in nominative case. Okay, let's move on. Next one. The direct object in a sentence is always in accusative case, which is Dvitiya Vibhakti, Annu, right? That one. The elephants or the banyan tree. What is the direct object? The direct object is the noun that the subject is acting on directly. That's why it's called a direct object. So elephants saw the banyan yard. So elephant is the subject. It saw what? The banyan yard. The banana yard, not the banyan yard, sorry. The elephant saw the banana yard. The banana yard is basically your object, right? So what we are trying to say here is whenever you have a noun that is an object, it will always be in Dvitiya Vibhakti, Annu. Okay, let's see examples. ಕಳ್ಳ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ತಳ್ಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಡಿದ. ಕಳ್ಳ means thief. ನನ್ನನ್ನು, me. Okay, so this ನಾನು becomes ನನ್ನನ್ನು. ನಾನು means me, I. ನನ್ನನ್ನು is the accusative case of ನಾನು. So ನನ್ನನ್ನು, right? ನನ್ನನ್ನು ತಳ್ಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು, pushed, ಓಡಿದ. So the thief pushed me and ran. ಓಡು is to run. So here he pushed me, right? So it's me. Me is nannannu in its accusative case. Aane ಬಾಳೆ ತೋಟವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿತು. Aane is elephant. ಬಾಳೆ is banana. Tota, banana yard, right? ತೋಟವನ್ನು. So ನೋಡಿತು, it saw the banana yard. The same example as we saw here, and therefore ತೋಟವನ್ನು, right? Because this is the object. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಊರನ್ನು ತಲುಪಿದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಊರು, my ಊರನ್ನು, my village. Talupide means I reached my village, right? So to reach is a verb and uru is your object. I reached my village. Okay, that's why it's urannu. Okay, Site deepavannu hachchidalu. Deepa means lamp. Hachu means to ignite the lamp, to light the, to switch, to ignite the lamp. You know, you have these lamps where you have to put oil in the wick, those lamps. So that's deepa. So hachu is to lighting of the lamp is called hachu, the verb. So hachidalu. So Site deepavannu. So here deepa is the object which Site is acting on, right? So deepavannu. Okay. Kiran kareyannu muttida. Muttu is to touch. So kare is a pond. So Kiran touched the pond, right? So that's why it's kareyannu, because it's a Dvitiya. We have to do Dvitiya Vibhakti on the noun which is the object. Okay. Lakshmi ಪಾಠವನ್ನು ಓದಿದಳು. So Lakshmi studied the lesson. Patha, odu is to study or read. She read the lesson. ಪಾಠವನ್ನು. Okay. ನಾಯಿ ದೋಸೆಯನ್ನು ತಿಂದಿತು. Dog ate, tinnu is to eat, dose. Dog ate the dose. Right. Kamala ಗಡಿಹಾರವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಳು. Kamala looked at the gadihara, which is the watch. So all these, if you notice, are the objects of a sentence, direct object of a sentence, and therefore they are in accusative case. Okay. Next. I bought a gift for myself. So here what are we saying? Indirect objects are in dative case. Dative is chaturthi vibhakti, the ge, right? If you put the ge suffix, it's called chaturthi. So indirect object are those nouns which benefit from the direct object. Okay, you could see here, I bought a gift is I bought a gift. If you stop here, right, that's a sentence by itself, right? I bought a gift. I is a subject, gift is a direct object because I bought the gift for my son. So the son is your indirect object. So indirect object is the one that benefits from the direct object, right? So that's the indirect object. So I bought a gift for my son. So this for has to be conjugated as a chaturthi vibhakti. That's basically what we are trying to say here. So indirect object are always in dative case. Ramanu maganige tindi madida. Ramu maganige tindi madida. Ramu for his son, tindi is tiffin. or morning breakfast madida, he made breakfast for his son. So maganige, maga means son, ending, therefore maganige. Okay, so this is chaturthi vibhakti. Kiran devasthanake huvina male kondu kotta, right? Kiran devasthana, to devasthana means temple, right? For the temple. So Kiran for the temple, huvina male means flower garland. Okay, flower garland. Kondu kotta means bought and gave. So Kiran bought a flower garland and gave, and this is the indirect object devasthana, and that's why devasthana is in devasthana ke, to the, so this is in chaturthi vibhakti because it's an indirect object. Direct object is your huvinamale, because Kiran bought huvinamale for the devasthana, right? Hasu kandige halu kottito. Hasu is cow, right? Kandu means it's calf. Halu kottito. So hasu halu kottu is to give. Halu means milk. Hasu halu kottito means hasu gave milk. So halu is your direct object, right? But who did it give it to? It gave it to its calf. So kandige, the calf will be in chaturthi vibhakti. Okay, hasu kandige halu kottito. Hasu gave milk to its calf. So in English you will have the two, and therefore it's a dative case. So this is a way, like a formula to just remember that indirect objects will always be in chaturthi vibhakti. Okay, Suresh devara chitrakke male hakida. So Suresh, right? Devara means gods. Chitra means picture. Picture meaning the picture of God. Because male means garland. Hakida, he put garland to the God's picture. So you could see here, Suresh male hakida is your sentence. I mean actual sentence with where male is your direct object. Hakida is to he put the garland, right? Devara chitra is your indirect object, and therefore devara chitrake. So you could imagine the chaturthi vibhakti is basically all the indirect objects will be in chaturthi vibhakti. That's basically what we are saying here. Next slide. Okay, object complement isn't dative or accusative place. Okay, what is an object complement? We have to explain that first. So they chose Raju as their class leader. Okay, when the remaining parts of a sentence describe something more about the object, okay, of the sentence, then that part of the sentence, that part is called the object complement. For example, they chose Raju as the class leader. So it's the object here is Raju, right? So Raju was chosen as a class leader. So the remaining part of the sentence is basically explaining or describing more about the objects. That's why it's called the object complement. This sentence is an object complement, and when you have an object complement, then that object will be in accusative or dative case. Okay, so avaru ರಾಜುವನ್ನು ಮುಖಂಡನಾಗಿ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅವರು means they. ರಾಜುವನ್ನು Raju, right? Raju in accusative case. Mukhandanagi means class leader. Okay, Mukhandanagi. Aike means choose. Madidaru, they chose Raju as, right? Rajuvannu. So in English, how will you say as the? So they chose Raju as the class leader. So how will you convert this to Kannada? You will say Avaru Rajuvannu. Right? Rajuvannu you have to use. Right? Mukhandanagi means as the class leader. Aike Madidaru. They named the boy Harsha. Avaru Maganige Harsha anta hesaru ittaru. So they named the boy Harsha. Right? So this is basically again the boy here is the object, right? So they named the boy Harsha. So the rest of the parts of the sentence is all describing about the object, right? Subject is they. They named the boy Harsha. So all it is saying is giving more details about the object, and the object's name is Harsha. That's what the sentence is saying. That's why it's called an object complement. So in an object complement, you either use the accusative case or the dative case for the object. Usually we know object we have to use accusative case, but we also use dative case in object if it's an object complement. That's what we are trying to say here. So avaru ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಹರ್ಷ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಇಟ್ಟರು. Right? Avaru, maga means son. Maganige, to his son. Harsha, anta, like harsha. So anta means like. Like anta, harsha anta. Hesaru means name. Ittaru, kept. Okay. Babu, tanna naayannu tiger anta karayuttane. So Babu calls his dog. His naayi is dog. Nayannu, okay, his dog. Nayannu, tiger. He calls his dog as tiger. Karayuttane means to call. Kare is to call. So he calls his dog as tiger. Okay, so these type of sentences are called object complements, where you say he calls his dog as tiger. He chose his leader as Raju. Like they chose his leader. They are all called objects of complements. Okay, object complements. The object has to be either in Dvitiya Vibhakti or in Chaturthi Vibhakti is what we are trying to say in this slide. Move on. So feelings are always dative case. Okay, verbs expressing experiencer, notion of wanting, liking, possessing, feeling are all in dative case. Huduganige hedarike aitu. Huduga means boy. Hedarike is fear. Aitu, he became fearful. Right, or he became scared. So this is huduganige, dative case. Okay, then nanage tumba nanage tampagi ide. Right, nanage tampagi ide. Tampu means cold. I'm feeling cold. Nanage. Okay, chaturthi vibhakti. Nanage sustuvagi or danivagi ide. Sustu means feeling of being tired. Right, danivu also means the same. So you could see nanage is in chaturthi vibhakti. Krishnanige innu benne bekante. So Krishna wants more. Innu means more. Benne means butter. Bekante, it seems he wants more butter. Okay, so again Krishnanige. Gayadinda naige tumba novagide anta anisuttade. So Gayadinda means due to the wound. Naige, for the dog. Tumba, very much. Novagi, painful. Novagide anta, like that. Anisuttade, I feel that because of the wound, the dog is feeling a lot of pain. Okay, so naige novu. Okay, ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ದೊರಕಿದ ಶೇಖರಿಗೆ ತಡೆಕೊಳ್ಳ ಆಗದ ಸಂತೋಷ. Okay, ಉದ್ಯೋಗ means job. ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ means promotion. ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ದೊರಕಿದ meaning obtained. ದೊರಕಿದ means he obtained it, acquired. Promotion acquired. Shekhar is the name of the person. Shekharige, you see here, Shekharige. Tadakolla agada. Tadakolla agada means uncontrollable. Santosha means happiness. Okay, so he became uncontrollably happy after getting a promotion. All we are trying to say is Shekharige. Okay, Chaturthi Vibhakti. Avanige nidre baruttade. He is feeling sleepy. In anything with feeling, right, is Chaturthi Vibhakti. Okay, next slide. Source and cause are in ablative case. So, for example, okay, ablative case is the Panchami Vibhakti. Okay, in the suffix. Nanu ಈ ಸುದ್ದಿಯನ್ನು ರೇವತಿಯಿಂದ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡೆ. I, right, this suddhi means news. This news from Revati. Revatiinda, from Revati. ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡೆ. I heard it from Revati. So whenever you say, so it actually inda actually represents from. So that's why source of, if a noun is a source of something, so here Revati is the source of the news, and therefore you are using inda. ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡೆ means I came to know. Okay. ಕಲ್ಲಿನಿಂದ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ತೆಗೆಯಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ? Okay, this is like some kind of a proverb where it says from stone. Kallininda, from stone. Enne means oil. Tegeyalu, take. Sadhyave, is it possible? Sadhya means possible. Is it possible to take oil from stone? You say this about people who are very miserly, right? Who don't give any money, want to keep it. So for such people, they say such a thing. Okay. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ. So this is like from which. Kade means side. From which side are you coming from? Yava means which. Neevu means you. Neevu yava. Kade means side. So from which side? So this represents the source of a person's direction, right? So kadeyinda. So from which side are you coming? Baruttiddiri. Are you coming? So this will be like people ask this question if you're come from north part of India, south part of India, like that. So then you have to say yava kadeyinda. Nanu Dharwada kadeyinda. Dharwad is a place in Karnataka, North Karnataka. So Dharwada kadeyinda baruttiddeni, right? So kadeyinda. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಕಡೆಯವರು. My wife is from Bangalore, like that, right? ಹೆಂಡತಿ is wife. So you can, this is an example of, you can always say kadayavaru. So this is just nothing to do with Panchami Vibhakti. It is just saying that you are from a certain place. You'll always, in Kannada, you'll always say kadayavaru. Kade means side. So kadayavaru. Nanu, for example here, Nanu Chennai kadayavanu. When you say kadayavanu, I am from that side. It means I belong to that side, like that. Okay, so that's it's kadayavaru. It's like avaru. Avaru means he. So you can say kadayavaru means from he. A person from that side is called kadayavaru, whichever side it is. So you can actually personify a person from a given side by using the word kadayavaru. Okay. Yamuna avana ಮಾತಿನಿಂದ ದುಃಖ ಆದಳು, right? Yamuna is the name of person. Avana matu, his speech. Matu means speech. Matininda, from his speech. Dukkha means sadness. Adalu, she became sad from his speech. So here, cause, right? The cause of her sadness is his speech. So Matininda. So because of his speech, she became sad. So that's why you're using the ablative case. Right, due to his speech. Is this inda. Okay. Now this inda, we also inda is, I think we in part 1 of our Kannada nouns tutorial, we have mentioned about this inda also means because of, due to, and there we had represented as part of Tritiya Vibhakti. But Tritiya Vibhakti and Panchami Vibhakti both has inda. But here the inda means due to, because of. Okay, the cause of something is always indicated with inda, rather than, we don't say ablative, but it's inda. Okay, because inda is common to ablative case, which is the Panchami Vibhakti and also the Tritiya Vibhakti. Okay. Nimma sahayadinda ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು, right? Again, cause. Because of your help. Nimma, your. Sahaya means help. Dinda, ನನಗೆ, for me. Tumba, a lot of. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು, good things. ನಡೆಯಿತು, happened. Okay. Then ತುಂಬಾ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ ಊರಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೆಳ್ಳ ಬಂತು. ಬೆಳ್ಳ means flood. Okay, male is rain. Male, because of lot of rain. Urina olage, inside the village, bella, flood came. Okay, so source and cause is an ablative case. Okay, so when you want to represent a quality possessed by a person or a thing, then you use the dative case. Examples: Ake means she. Ake pratibhavanta, she is talented. So this is one way of saying the quality of a person, right? Now there is no any vibhakti, there is no dative case used, there is no vibhakti used here. This is just saying she is talented. Ake pratibhavanta. Now the next examples show how dative case is used to indicate quality possessed. Okay, ಆಕೆಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ Yuvanamada. Yuvanamada means intoxication of youth. Akege. So for her, to her, right? Tumba, a lot of youth intoxication is there. So this is dative case. ಆಕೆಗೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸಂಗೀತ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತದೆ. So she sings Sangeeta. She sings Carnatic music very well. Chennagi is good. Very baruttade means, so this is one way of saying, in one way of telling in Kannada that somebody is able to do something, or somebody has some ability or a skill. You will say baruttade. Baru actually is to come. So it just says that Carnatic music comes to her nicely. Is a literal meaning, but what it means is she can sing Carnatic music very well, right? It's like it comes to her. That's the way it is expressed. Okay. The key point here is that it is the dative case is used for the noun. Ake chellage, right? Chellage means slim. Chellage, bellage, fair complexion. Iddale. So she is slim and fair complexioned. That is also we use the dative case for quality, representing quality. Right? Chellage, bellage, iddale. Okay. Nanage violin nudiyalu chennagi baruttade. Again, nanage for me. Violin. Nudiyalu means to play the violin. To play the violin. Chennagi baruttade means I can play the violin very well. So this baruttade actually means it comes to me, like that. Okay, avalige ಐದು ಭಾಷೆಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತು. She knows 5 languages. So you will say avalige, to her 5 languages are known, like that. So that's how you put it in Kannada. ನನಗೆ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಷಣೆ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಸರಳ. ಸರಳ means easy. ನನಗೆ for me, ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ means stage, on the stage, ಭಾಷಣೆ speech, to give speech, ಮಾಡುವುದು to do speech on the stage is easy. So all these are dative cases. So you have to use dative case to represent a quality possessed by a person. Next. Okay, so purpose or function. Purpose and function is represented by dative case again. Okay, ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ತೀರ್ಥಯಾತ್ರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So his ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ, his father and mother. ತೀರ್ಥಯಾತ್ರೆ means pilgrimage. ತೀರ್ಥಯಾತ್ರೆಗೆ. So you could see ತೀರ್ಥಯಾತ್ರೆ is a noun by itself, but it also represents a function. It represents a purpose, right? So there are very few nouns that actually represent purpose. Such nouns, if you want to, when they are used for purpose, you have to use ge. ತೀರ್ಥಯಾತ್ರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay. Ravi ಸ್ನಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Ravi snana is bathing, right? Snanakke means, if you put here, means it's a dative case of snana. It's a ending neuter. So Ravi has gone for bathing. So he has gone to bathe. So that, like what I mentioned, there are very few. Tirtha yatre, snana, these are all nouns, but they also represent an action. They also represent a purpose, an action, right? So such nouns can be added with dative case to form a sentence. That's basically the point here in this slide. Okay. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಳು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಜಕ್ಕೂರು ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ means small children. ಪಾಠ, lessons. ಹೇಳಿಕೊಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ means for teaching. ಹೇಳಿಕೊಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ is for teaching. So here ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, not ಕೊಡಲಿ, ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, right? ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡು means is to teach. ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡು, ಹೇಳಿ is to tell, ಕೊಡು is give. This put together means teach. ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಳು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ, every day, she every day, ಜಕ್ಕೂರು is a place in Bangalore. ಜಕ್ಕೂರು ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾಳೆ, she goes to Jakkur. Okay. So here ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡಲು again is basically an action that is made to, a verb that is made to is converted into a noun, and then you have this K added to it. So one more example. Site hadake sabege hodalu. Sabe means stage. Okay. Sabe is stage, or it's also like auditorium. Okay. Auditorium hodalu. Okay. Hadu is to sing. Hadu also means song. So it's a noun and a verb. So there are very few nouns that also represent an action, or yeah, it represents an action. So to such nouns, you can add a dative case to represent purpose like this. Next, representing quantity possessed is genitive case. Say you possess a certain quantity, then you use genitive case, which is the Shashti Vibhakti. 100 kiloda bara, a weight of 100 kg, the off, right? So you use this 100 kiloda bara. Okay. Next, 10 alu alada bavi, a well that is as deep as the height of 10 men. 10 is 10. Alu means men, right? Ala means deep, depth. Alada bavi. So you use the here. Shashti Vibhakti. Okay, 2 kilo the packet kodi. So give me a packet, 2 kilo packet of something, oil or whatever, right? 1 kilo packet, 2 kilo packet, like that we asked, right? Or a half a kilo packet. So you say 2 kilo the packet kodi. Okay, then 12 kilo the sakkare chila, a 12 kg bag of sugar. 12 means 12. 12 kilode sakkare. Sakkare means sugar. Chila means bag. So 12 kilode sakkare chila. This is weight, quantity, right? Quantity, you have to use genitive case. Value is in genitive case as well. Value of something. 10 lakshada mani, 10 lakh house, right? A house that is worth 10 lakh. Worth, anything that is worth. The value you always give it in genitive case. 10 lakshada mani. Extent is genitive, like length, breadth, those type of things. Okay. Aru adi yettarada manushya, a 6 feet tall man. Aru adi yettara is tall, height. Yettarada manushya. Aru adi yettarada manushya, 6 feet tall man. Okay. 7 adi uddada. 7 adi uddada havu. That is a snake. Havu means snake. A snake that is 7 adi means 7 feet. A snake that Uddha is tall, long, length. Yattara is tall, Uddha is length. 7 adi Uddada havu. A snake that is 7 feet long. Okay. 5 gaja agalada gundi. Gundi means pit. 5 gaja. You know, gaja is a olden days they use this as a measurement. It's like a yard. I think it's called yard in English. So 5 yards. Agala means width. Okay, wide pit. A pit that is 5 feet wide. So you will say agalada. Agala means wide, width. Okay. 2 inch alada gaya. Gaya means wound. 2 means 2 inch. 2 inches. Ala means depth. Okay. 2 inch depth. 2 inch deep wound. When you want to say deep, ala means depth. When you want to say deep, you will say alada. Similarly, each of this. Agala means width. Okay. But when you put, it's a noun. Width is a noun. But when you make it as agalada, it means wide. Similarly, uddada means, uddha means length, right? Which is a noun. But when you make it uddada, meaning genitive case, it becomes long. Uddada is long. Similarly, yattara means height. Yattarada means tall. That's basically what we are trying to explain here. Next, representing material is genitive case or instrumental case, meaning material of something. What is something made of, right? Cementina mane, a house made of cement. Ina. So this is genitive case because cementina, right? It's cementu. Actually, it's treated as cementu ending. So cementina mane. You can also say it as cementinda ada mane. Ada means became a house that was made of cement. So cementinda, this becomes instrumental case. So you can either use genitive case or instrumental case. Next one, huvina male, meaning male means garland, hu means flower, So a garland made of flowers, so huvina male or huvinda ada male, garland made of flowers. So this is your instrumental case. So next one, chinnada hara. Chinna means gold. Chinnada hara means a chain, gold chain. Chinnada hara or chinnadinda ada hara. Ada means made, something that became a chain from gold. Chinnadinda. Okay, then Vajrada Kiviyole. Kiviyole means earring. Kiviyole. Okay, Vajra is diamond. Vajrada Kiviyole. Right. Then Vajradinda Ada Kiviyole. This Ada is actually past tense of Agu. Agu is a verb to become. Okay, so something that is a earring that became, a diamond. From diamond, the earring became. So that's basically what you're trying to say roughly. Okay, Vajradinda, right? Vajradinda, by diamond, made, Ada is made, earring. A earring made of diamond is how you put it in Kannada. Vajradinda, Ada Kiviyoli. Okay, Kari Sireya Hengasu. Sire means sari. Okay, Kari is black. Kari Sireya Hengasu, the woman in the black sari. You will put it like that. Kari Sireya Hengasu. Okay, Hengasu means woman. Okay, by the way, Hengasu is not a polite way of saying woman. You must say Henmakkalu when you want to address them. Talk about women, right? You should say Henmakkalu. Hengasu is like an impolite way of saying women. Okay, so better to always say Henmakkalu. That is safer. So always means you're giving respect to women. Okay, you're addressing them. You're talking about women in a respectful way. Then you say Henmakkalu, right? Or Hennumakkalu. Never do not say Hengasu just like that. Okay. Okay. Neeli Bannada Gode. Gode means wall. Neeli is blue. Banna is color. So Neeli Bannada Gode means a blue color wall. So this is representing material. Next. Reference to a topic is Bagge. This is very useful. Bagge will be used very often. Bagge is a word which means about. It actually means about. Okay. But whenever you use Bagge, you have to use genitive case for the noun, the topic, which is the noun, right? The topic will be in genitive case. Okay, so references is indicated by genitive case and Bagge. Okay, Bagge means about. Literally it means about. Nanu nimma magana bagge mattadabeku. I have to, I need to. So beku means I need to, right? I need to. Mattadabeku means I need to speak about your son. Nimma, your. Magana bagge, about your son. So you see, whenever about is there, the noun prior to that is in genitive case. ಆ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. So chinte ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ means do not worry about it. Okay, do not worry. Chinte ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ means do not worry. Okay, ಆ ವಿಷಯ means regarding that topic or that topic. ಆ ವಿಷಯ means that topic. Bagge, about that topic, you do not worry. So vishayada bagge. So it's a genitive case. Now this is just a sidetrack where references, right? When you want to refer to something, we know we have to use bagge for referring to a topic. Okay, but the Kannada gives you 3 different ways by which you can refer to a topic. One is bagge, which we already saw. So the same sentence, we are using 3 different ways to represent it. Okay, so this is not directly related to bagge, but it's 3. It is just how the sentence structures or how usage works in Kannada. Okay, Smita tanna ಭಾವನೊಡನೆ ಓಡಿ ಹೋದುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚಿಸಲು ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟವಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, one more time. Smita ತನ್ನ ಭಾವನೊಡನೆ ಓಡಿ ಹೋದುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚಿಸಲು ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟವಿಲ್ಲ. It means Smita as a person. Tanna, her. Baba means is like uncle's son or aunt's son. Baba is a relationship. Okay. Baba is basically like brother-in-law. Okay. Baba nodane. With nodane means odane is with. So Baba nodane. Odi hodudara bagge, meaning the act of running. She ran with her brother-in-law. So that topic, okay, this whole topic is added with bagge. So about this topic, the topic of Smita running away with her brother-in-law. Okay, about this topic, charchisalu. Charchi means discuss. Charche is discuss. Charchisalu means to discuss. Nanage ishtabilla. For me, I don't like it. Ishtabilla. Okay, so bagge is one way of pointing to a topic. Is bagge. Now, so we know the genitive case is compulsorily to be used for this noun, which is odi hodudara bagge. Odi hodudara. Okay, odi hodudara is already your noun. The act of running or act of running away is odi hodudu. Okay, past tense. Odi hodudu. Okay, then the do, odi hodudu. Okay, this do, the who we remove and we add ra to it to represent genitive case. Odi hodudara bagge. Okay. Then the next form is Sita tanna bhavanodane odi hodudanu. Okay, hodudanu kuritu ಚರ್ಚಿಸಲು ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟವಿಲ್ಲ. So now instead of bagge we can use kuritu, but you are forced to use accusative case here, meaning dvitiya vibhakti for the noun. Odi hodudanu kuritu, about it. So annu kuritu is equivalent to bagge. Okay. Then Smita tanna bhavanodane odi hoda vichara ಚರ್ಚಿಸಲು ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟವಿಲ್ಲ. Now here vichara means again the topic, right? Odi hoda vichara is actually a past relative participle, okay, of odi hogu. So odi hogu is run away. So odi hogu is made into a past relative participle. Of course, we have a separate video for participles, a complete detailed video about how participles are used. So this is just a sidetrack for you. Okay. 3 ways: bagge, kuridu, and past participle. These are the ways by which we represent a topic. This is the topic. Part and whole in genitive. Okay, marada kombu, right? The branch of a tree, right? So here you have to use genitive. Mara is tree, kombu is branch. Then mamsada tundu. Mamsa means meat. Tundu means bit, a piece for meat. Okay, pustakada putta. Putta means page of a book. Pustakada putta means page of a book. So all this is in genitive case. And whenever that you are talking about a part of a whole, right? This is the part. Kombu is a part of a tree. Similarly, the tundu is a part of the meat. Page is part of the pustaka. Small portion of a big portion is locative case. Ee pustakagallalli kelavu kodi. Out of these books, give some. So when you say out of these, right, you will use alli, which is the saptami vibhakti. A small portion of a big portion. Among these books, give me this, like that. So then you will use saptami vibhakti one more. Illi iruva hoogalalli ninage yavadu ishta. Among the flowers that are here. Who means flowers. Among the flowers that are here. Illi is here. Iruva, present. Flowers that are among the flowers present here. For you, yava, ninage. For you, yavadu, which, ishta, liking. What is your liking? Which one do you like? Then you will say, you will use the hoogalalli. When you want to use among. Okay. Ulliruva nayakarugalalli Shivaramaru Shreshta. Ulliruva means among the people who are there. Nayaka means leaders. Among the leaders who are there, Shivaramaru is the name of a person. Shreshta meaning he's the better one. He is best, like that. Shreshta. So locative case is used for identifying a small portion out of a big portion, meaning among, equivalent to among that we use in English. Okay, price is in dative case, value is in genitive case. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಕೊಂಡೆ is to buy, past tense of buy, bought. So ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಕೊಂಡೆ. I bought it for 10 rupees. I bought that for 10 rupees. 10 is 10, ರೂಪಾಯಿ is ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ, right? Dative case, konde. I bought it for 10 rupees. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು, for this how much. So that will be your data, what we call dative case. For this how much, right? What is it? When you're asking for this how much, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು, right? 20 ಲಕ್ಷದ ಮನೆ. Okay, we talked about this. Value is genitive. 20 is 20. ಲಕ್ಷದ, ಲಕ್ಷ, money, a house that is valued as 20 lakhs. 1000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯ ಹಾರ. Hara means chain, a chain that is 1000 rupees. 1000 means 1000, a chain that is 1000 rupees. 1000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯ ಹಾರ. That's your value of the chain. Okay, so starting from this slide, we basically share those words, nouns, which represent location other than the Vibhakti alli. Okay, so that's the intention of this slide. Maybe the next 2 slides. That says, okay, in general, how is location formed in sentences, right? Is what we are going to see. Okay, alli, as we know, it means it's a Vibhakti for location. Appa maneyalli illa. Father is not in the house. There's normal Vibhakti. Maneyalli means in the house. Okay. Other words that represent location in the akke, gade, pakka. These are all other words that represent house. Pakka means side. Gade also means side. Akke means also something like it's a suffix that basically also means inda, as you know, is from. Akke is like is it more of a that dative case or Chaturthi Vibhakti. Inda is more of a Panchami Vibhakti. So these are also used for location. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay, Bengaluru maneya bele tumba ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. In Bangalore, houses bele rates tumba too much, ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ is very high ಇದೆ. Okay, manege hogona. Another example where you're using a dative case to indicate a location. Let's go home, right? We just say let's go home. Manege hogona. So that's basically what it is. Okay. Guddada pakkadinda hogu. Gudda means hill. Pakkadinda, by the side of the hill, from the side of the hill, right? Hogu. So go around the hill, it means. Okay. Guddavannu suttikkondu balisikkondu hogu. Balisikkondu means use. Balisu is to use. So use the hill and go. So suttikkondu means again go round. Suttu means to go round. So suttikkondu hogu means go around the hill or use the hill and go. That's what it means. Okay. Gundu ಆ ಮನೆಯ ಹತ್ತಿರದಿಂದ ಬಂತು. Gundu means bullet. ಆ ಮನೆಯ, that houses, ಹತ್ತಿರ, near, in the. So you could see this in the being used. That's what I mentioned here. From near the house, the bullet came. Okay, that's what it is. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಒಂದು ಬಂದುಕೂರು. Come near me and sit. That's what this ಹತ್ತಿರ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಬಂದುಕೂರು. Okay. ಜೇಬಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೈ ಹಾಕಬಾರದು. So ಜೇಬಿನ means pocket, shirt or pant pocket. ಒಳಗೆ inside, ಕೈ, hand, ಹಾಕ, put, ಬಾರದು, should not. So it's again ಒಳಗೆ is used to say into, right? ಒಳಗೆ actually means inside. ಒಳಗೆ is into, right? Here it is used for into, ಕೈ ಹಾಕಬಾರದು. Okay, then ಬೆಕ್ಕು ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಓಡಿತು. So cat ran into the house. So ಒಳಗೆ is used. ಊರಿನ ಒಳಗೆಯಿಂದ, again inda is used from inside the house, inside the village. ಹೋಗಬೇಡ, let's not go through the village is what this ಒಳಗೆಯಿಂದ used. So these are some examples. Let's go to the next slide. Some more. Namma ಕಚೇರಿಯ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾದು ಹೋದರು. So ಹಾದು ಹೋದರು means to pass by. ಹಾದು ಹೋಗು is a word put together. ಹಾದು ಹೋಗು means to pass by something. Okay, again it's a location pointing thing word. ಹಾದು ಹೋಗು. ಹೋಗು, ಹೋದರು is past tense of ಹೋಗು. ಹೋಗು means go. So ಹಾದು ಹೋಗು means to pass and go. Okay. So ನಮ್ಮ ಕಚೇರಿ, ಕಚೇರಿ means office. Our office ಹೊರಗೆ, outside our office, they passed and went is what it means. Okay. ನಿನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಕೋತಿ ಕುತ್ತುಕೊಂಡು ಇತ್ತು. Okay, ನಿನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ, in front of you. So this is like in front of, again a location. ಮುಂದೆ, ಮುಂದೆ means front. ಒಂದು, one, ಕೋತಿ, monkey. ಕೂತುಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು means it's sitting in front of you. Okay, then ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Let's go in front. ಮುಂದು is front. So ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ, to the front. Okay, ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ, dative case. ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ means let us go in front. ನನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಡ. Don't come in front of me. ನನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ, in front of me. come, ಬೇಡ, don't come in front of me. Then you say ನನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಡ. ಮನೆಯ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾವಿನ ಮರ ಇದೆ. ಮನೆಯ, houses ಮುಂಭಾಗ, front portion. ಮುಂಭಾಗ, ಭಾಗ means part. Front part. ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ, in the front part, ಒಂದು, one, ಮಾವಿನ, mango, ಮರ, tree ಇದೆ. There is a mango tree in front of the house. ಶಾಲೆಯ ಹಿಂದುಗಡೆ ಸಂಜೆಬಾ. Okay, ಶಾಲೆಯ ಹಿಂದುಗಡೆ ಸಂಜೆಬಾ. So you are saying in the Sanjay is evening. Ba means come. Hindugade, mundu means front, hindu is behind. Hindugade means side. Okay, so gade is a suffix added to any location. Mundugade, hindugade, pakka gade, like that. Pakka means side, again side. So the gade is used like a suffix that represents side. Okay, melagade means upside. So the word side we use in English, right? Same concept. Upward, you can say, the W-A-R-D. Upward, downward, right? The equivalent is this gade suffix. Hindu gade, it means backside. Okay. Shale is school. Come to the back of the school is what, in the evening, is what the Hindu gade. ಆಫೀಸಿನ ಹಿಂದಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಡೌನ್ ಇದೆ. So there is a go down in the back part. Bhaga is part, back part of the office. ಇದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂತೆ means suddenly. ಇದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂತೆ ಮರದ ಹಿಂದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಪ್ಪು ಕೈ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂತು. Okay, so ಮರದ ಹಿಂದಿಂದ, from the back of the tree, ಒಂದು, one, ಕಪ್ಪು, black, ಕೈ, hand, ಹೊರಗೆ, outside, ಬಂತು, came. So ಇದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂತೆ, right? ಇದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂತೆ means suddenly. So how you read this? Okay, one more time. Dante. So this is like a good example of a samyukta akshara word, right? So you have so many, 3 baby letters in one word. The meaning is suddenly, all of a sudden. Iddakkiddante. Marada hindinda, from the back. ಒಂದು ಕಪ್ಪು ಕೈ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂತು. So ಹೊರಗೆ means outside, ಒಳಗೆ means inside. So these are words representing location. ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಗಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಗುಬ್ಬಚ್ಚಿ ಕೂರುತ್ತಿದೆ. So your, ninna is your, hegala means, hegalu is basically shoulder. Hegalu mele, on your shoulder. Mele is above, on your shoulder. Undu gubbachi is a pigeon. A pigeon. Kuruttidde means it's sitting on your shoulder. Okay. ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರದ ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ. Go to the ಮೇಲೆ is up, right? ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರ means coconut tree. ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರದ ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ಕಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ. Okay, so go on top of the coconut tree. ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರ is coconut tree. ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ, go to the top. ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ coconut. ಕಡಿಕೊಂಡು means cut and bring. ಕಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ. Okay, cut and bring or chop and bring. Kadi is to chop. ಮೇಜಿನ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಸದ ಬುಟ್ಟಿ ಇದೆ. So ಮೇಜು is table. ಕೆಳಗೆ, below the table. So ಕೆಳಗೆ means below. ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ means above. Okay, ಕೆಳಗೆ, ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ. Okay, ಒಂದು ಕಸ ಬುಟ್ಟಿ means dustbin. ಕಸ means dustbin. ಕಸದ ಬುಟ್ಟಿ ಇದೆ is there. Okay, ಹದ್ದು ಗುರಿ ತಪ್ಪಿ ದಪ್ಪನ ಕೆಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿತ್ತು. ಹದ್ದು, eagle. ಗುರಿ ತಪ್ಪಿ, ಗುರಿ is target. ತಪ್ಪಿ means miss the target. It missed the target. Duppana is a dupp sound. That sound dupp. Kelakke meaning to the ground. Bittu. Kela is down. Kelakke bittu. Bittu means fell. Fall past tense is fell. Beelu bittu. Okay. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ಸದ್ದು ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ again downstairs. ಏನು ಸದ್ದು, what sound. ಸದ್ದು means sound. ಏನು means what sound. anta I'll talk about it later. ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ means see and come. So one person is telling to the other person. He is saying the exact words, right? ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ಸದ್ದು ಎಂದು. So go and see downstairs that. What is the sound? So the that we use in English is this anta. What is the sound downstairs? Ante, anta, nodikundu. So this anta means it's like said. He said go downstairs and see what is the sound, like that. So in English we have the double quotation mark, right? The equivalent of that is anta. So in other words, in simple terms, we say anta is a topic pointer, points to a topic. The topic is this. Kelagade yenu saddu. So if that person who told this to the other person, if he had said the words, he would have said exactly these words. Kelagade yenu saddu. Right? So if you want to put this in indirect speech, right? If you put it in direct speech, it means you just put the quotation mark and say Kelagade yenu saddu, he said, like that, right? But if you want to put it in indirect speech, you will say Kelagade yenu saddu, that downstairs what is the sound. He asked him to go downstairs and check what is the sound. Okay, that itself is not right. So he said that he asked him to go downstairs and check what is the sound, like that. That's the indirect speech. So in Kannada, there is nothing like such indirect speech. Instead, we will just take the direct speech words exactly as it is and then just put anta. Right? Anta nodikundu ba. So it's like how you convert from direct speech to indirect speech is the topic here. And for that, we use anta. ಹಾವು ಕಂಬಳಿಯ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹರಿದು ಹೋಯಿತು. Okay, hari is to flow, but it's also the slithering of the snake. Okay, so how is snake? Kambali is blanket. Kambaliya kelage, below the blanket. So below is also kelage, under is also kelage. That's what we are trying to show here. Haridu hoyitu. Hoyitu means it went. Okay, rasteyalli iruva ಸೇತುವೆಯ ಕೆಳಗಿನಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಡಪಕ್ಕ ತಿರುಗಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ಆ ಸೇತುವೆಯ ಕೆಳಗಿನಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಡಪಕ್ಕ ತಿರುಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ರಸ್ತೆ, ರೋಡ್, ಇರುವ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ದಟ್. ಸೇತುವೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್. ಸೇತುವೆಯ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜಸ್, ಕೆಳಗಿನಿಂದ, below and under, from below and from under. Okay, ninda is from. Kelage means from under. Okay, from under, hogi, go. Edapakka means left. Eda is left. left hand actually. Left hand side, pakka side, left hand side. Tirugu, turn, beku, turn, you should turn. It's like giving direction. Nanna pakka kutuko. So nanna pakka means sit next to me. So this pakka means next. Side, next, everything is pakka. Nanna pakka kutuko means sit next to me. ರಸ್ತೆಯ ಎಡಪಕ್ಕದಿಂದ ಗಾಡಿಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಬಲಪಕ್ಕದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಗಾಡಿಯೂ ಬರಲ್ಲ. So raste is again road, ಎಡಪಕ್ಕ left side, from left side, ಇಂದ right, from left side, ಗಾಡಿಗಳು vehicles ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, are coming. ಆದರೆ but ಬಲಪಕ್ಕದಿಂದ right side, from the right side, ಬಲಪಕ್ಕದಿಂದ ಒಂದು one ಗಾಡಿಯು, one vehicle also ಬರಲ್ಲ, did not come, is not coming. Okay. ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ಗುಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಬಿಡು. ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ, my house ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ, next to my house. Okay. ಪಕ್ಕ, side, next, everything ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ, present. Gudi means temple. ಗುಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಬಿಡು, come to the temple. Okay, so badi, kade, pakka are all synonymous. They all mean side. Okay. So ರೈಲು ಆ ಕರೆಯ ಬದಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಹಾದು means pass by. So ಹಾದು ಹೋಗು is always told together. ಹಾದು ಹೋಗು means pass by, right? ರೈಲು means train. ಆ ಕರೆ means a lake. That lake, badiyinda, from the side. Badi means side, right? Inda, from the side of the lake. Hadu hoguttade means it's going, is passing by from the side of the lake. Okay, ಯಾರಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರನ್ನು ಆಚೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ. So this ಆಚೆ means other side. Ache kalisi means just ask them to go, right? Kalisi is to send. Send them to the other side. This is like a expression in Kannada. We'll say ache kalisi means send them out. That's what it means. But ache literally means other side, over, like that. Ache means other side, over, outside. It's called ache. So yaragi, whoever, yaragi idhar means whoever it is. Mantrigalu means minister, the minister. Noda sadhyavilla, whoever it is cannot meet. Noda sadhyavilla means sadhya is not possible. Sadhyavilla means not, sadhya means possible, sadhyavilla means not possible. Noda sadhyavilla means to see, not possible. Mantrigalannu, to see the minister, it's not possible, whoever it is. Avarannu, right? Ache kalisi means send. Kalisu is to send them out. That's what it means, ache. So ache means out, other side, and over. Okay. ಕಸವನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಗೋಡೆಯ ಆಚೆ ಎಸೆಯಬಾರದು, ಕಸ ಬುಡ್ಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. Okay, ಕಸ means garbage. Garbage, your house walls ಆಚೆ. So ಆಚೆ ಎಸೆಯ is to throw, ಬಾರದು. So don't throw the garbage just over the wall of your house, right? So it's like here, the ache means over the wall, without seeing, right? You're on this side of the wall. Ache of the wall is what you're talking about. So ache of the wall means over the other side of the wall. So don't just throw the garbage on the other side of the wall. Instead, kasa buddiyalli, meaning in the dustbin. Hakabeku. So put it in the dustbin. ಗುಡ್ಡದ ಆಚೆ ಒಂದು ನದಿ ಹರಿಯುತ್ತದೆ. Gudda is a hill. Ache, the other side of the hill, there is a river. Hariyutude, there is a river flowing. Okay. Maduve manaya naduve. Naduve means center. Undu sundaravada mantapa ide. So there is a mantapa in the center of the Maduve mane means marriage hall. Okay, marriage hall. Naduve center. ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ. So this madhya and naduve are synonymous. Madhya means in between. So in between my speech, do not talk. That's what I mean. When I'm talking, don't speak in between. So the madhya and naduve are all words pointing to location. That's the whole idea here. Some more. ತೋಟದ ಸುತ್ತ ಬೇಲಿ ನೆಟ್ಟಲಾಗಿದೆ, right? ತೋಟದ ಸುತ್ತ ಬೇಲಿ ನೆಟ್ಟಲಾಗಿದೆ. So it means has been, ಬೇಲಿ means fence, sutta means around, tota means garden. So ತೋಟದ ಸುತ್ತ, around the garden, ಬೇಲಿ fence, ನೆಟ್ಟಲಾಗಿದೆ means has been planted, right? So a fence has been planted around the tota. Tottada sutta. Again, sutta is also a location pointing noun. Tottada sutta, around the tota. Right? Then ರಾಜಾವಿನ ಮಾಳಿಗೆಯ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಿಲಾಮಿ, ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಿಲುಮೆ, ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಿಲುಮೆ ಇದೆ. ರಾಜಾವಿನ ಮಾಳಿಗೆಯ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್, ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಿಲುಮೆ ಫೌಂಟನ್ ಇದೆ. Okay. So this here we are talking about ಎದುರುಗಡೆ means opposite. ಎದುರುಗಡೆ means opposite. Again a word representing location. ಎದುರುಗಡೆ is opposite. Okay. ಚಿಲುಮೆ means fountain. Okay. ಆ ದ್ವೀಪವನ್ನು ತಲುಪುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನದಿಯ ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ ಈಜಬೇಕು. ಆ ದ್ವೀಪವನ್ನು, ದ್ವೀಪ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ದ್ವೀಪ, ಆ ದ್ವೀಪವನ್ನು ತಲುಪುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ರೀಚ್, ತಲುಪು is to reach, ತಲುಪುವುದಕ್ಕೆ to reach, ನದಿಯ ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ. So this ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ means the lengthwise of the river. ಈಜಬೇಕು means you have to swim by the lengthwise of the river to reach that island. Okay. So ಆ ದ್ವೀಪವನ್ನು ತಲುಪುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನದಿಯ ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ ಈಜಬೇಕು. Okay, so when you want to talk about the longer side of a object, then you say ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ, right? Or even a tunnel, if you want to talk about a tunnel, here it's a nadi means river. If you want to say, hey, go through the tunnel, through, right? The through is this ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ. So a tunnel ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ ಆ ಕಡೆ means that side, ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. So you have to go through, right? So next sentence is ಆ ಗ್ರಾಮ ತಲುಪುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನದಿಯ ಅಡ್ಡವಾಗಿ ಈಜಬೇಕು. So now you are saying that ಆ ಗ್ರಾಮ means village. ಆ ಗ್ರಾಮ ತಲುಪುವುದಕ್ಕೆ, to reach that village, ನದಿಯ, the rivers, ಅಡ್ಡವಾಗಿ. Here we saw ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ, ಅಡ್ಡವಾಗಿ means across. So if you want to talk about the width side, the breadth of an object, you say ಅಡ್ಡವಾಗಿ. If you want to say the length of an object, you say ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ. ಅಡ್ಡವಾಗಿ, ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ. Okay. ಈಜು is to swim. So ಈಜಬೇಕು means you have to swim. Okay. ಬಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನು ಉದ್ದವಾಗಿ ಕತ್ತರಿಸು. Okay. ಬಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನು ಉದ್ದವಾಗಿ. ಉದ್ದ means length. So lengthwise. So this vagi basically gives that lengthwise, right? Moolavagi also is that lengthwise. Moolavagi is talking about a large object's lengthwise. Okay, but here batte means cloth. A cloth is a small object, and if you want to talk about the length direction of the cloth, you will say uddavagi. Kattarisi means cut. So cut the cloth lengthwise. How will you say it? Batteyannu uddavagi kattarisi. Okay, batteyannu ಅಗಲವಾಗಿ ಕತ್ತರಿಸು. ಅಗಲ means width of the breadth. ಅಗಲವಾಗಿ ಕತ್ತರಿಸು, by the breadth or the breadth-wise. So the WISC, right, that we add in English is this agi, which is basically is taken from agu. It's taken from agu, you get agi. ಉದ್ದವಾಗಿ, ಅಗಲವಾಗಿ. Okay, so these are the nouns related to time, kala. Okay, beligge means morning, madhyana, right? Madhyana means afternoon, Sanjay evening, Ratri is night. Gante means unit of time. So always tell the time and then say Gante. 7 gante, 8 gante, 7:15 gante. It also means hour. Okay. Hottu also means time. A lot of people use hottu, so you have to remember that hottu. Eshtu hottu nimagagi kayuttiddene. So eshtu hottu nimagagi kayuttiddene means how long, I mean for so much time I've been waiting for you. Right? So hottu is like roughly it means time, just in a rough way, right? Hottu for a long time, right? Tumba hottu means a long time. Okay. Undu kalu gante 1:15. Undu kalu. Kalu means quarter. Okay. Nalkuvare, right? Nalkuvare gante 4:30. Are means half. ಏಳು ಮುಕ್ಕಾಲು ಗಂಟೆ. So ಏಳು is ಏಳೇ ಮುಕ್ಕಾಲು ಗಂಟೆ means ಏಳು means 7. ಮುಕ್ಕಾಲು means 3/4. Okay, ಮುಕ್ಕಾಲು. ಕಾಲು 3 times of ಕಾಲು is ಮುಕ್ಕಾಲು ಗಂಟೆ. Okay. ಒಂಬತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷಗಳು ಇವೆ. So for 9, to get to 9, 10 minutes are there. Okay. 5 ಗಂಟೆ 25 ನಿಮಿಷ. 5 ಗಂಟೆ 25 ನಿಮಿಷ. 5:25. 25 is 25. ಮುಂಜಾನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎದ್ದೇಳಬೇಕು. ಮುಂಜಾನೆ means early morning. ಮುಂಜಾನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎದ್ದೇಳಬೇಕು. So they have this ಮುಂಜಾನೆ and ಮುನ್ಸಂಜೆ. Mun is before. Munjane means before morning. That's early morning. Munsanje means Sanjay is evening. Munsanje means early evening. Okay. Then time, some more examples. Okay. ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೊತ್ತು means time. ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿ ಗೋಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಂಧ್ರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೀಯಾ? So ರಂಧ್ರ means hole. So ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ, in the time of the afternoon, ಯಾಕೆ why ಇಷ್ಟು ಸದ್ದು, so much sound ಮಾಡಿ, by making so much sound, ಗೋಡೆ wall, ಗೋಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ in the wall, ರಂಧ್ರ hole ಮಾಡುತ್ತೀಯಾ? Why are you making a hole in the wall? By making so much sound on the afternoon time. Okay. ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. Okay, ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ. Java is like is again a unit of time. It's an old unit of time. I think it represents 2.5 hours. Okay, so ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ means early morning. ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ. So anything related to bele, if you see and there is time related to it, then it's early morning. It's morning. ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವದಲ್ಲಿ, in the early morning, ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ exercise, physical exercise, ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ means breathing exercise, ಮಾಡಿದರೆ if done, ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ for the health, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು good. Okay. So these are the names of the weekdays. Somavara Monday, Mangalavara Tuesday, Buddhavara Wednesday, Guruvara Thursday, Shukravara Friday, Shanivara Saturday, Bhanuvara Sunday. Okay. So all the vara means a week. Okay. And individual days of the week are also ending with vara. Okay. A week means vara. Okay. Tingalu or Masa means month. Okay. Masa or Tingalu means month. Okay. April Tingalu, May Tingalu, like that we have to say. Okay. Tingalalli ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ನೀವು ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು? Hubbally is again a place in North Karnataka. So they are saying Tingalalli in a month. Eshtu sala, how many? Sala means times. How many times? Eshtu means how many? How many times you Hubballi, to the place of Hubballi, hogabeku, have to go. 1972 sorry, one more time. 1972 1972. Okay, 1972 is basically 1000. Savira means 1000. 95 means 900. 1972. Okay, 72 is 72. 72 in 1972 ಅವರು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದರು. He was born. Okay. 1989 89 means 89. 1900 is same, right? 1989. 89ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು 12ನ ತರಗತಿ ಮುಗಿದರು. 12ನ means 12th. ತರಗತಿ means 12th standard. ಮುಗಿದರು, finished. ಮುಗಿ is to finish. He completed 12th standard in 1989. 1989. Okay. 2019. 19 means 19. 2000 means 2019. ತುಂಬಾ ಮಳೆ ಇದೆ. There was a lot of rain in 2090. So ಸಾವಿರ means 1000. So whenever you say, I think we have a separate video for numbers. Okay, in that we will talk about how to tell numbers. But this is just for the concept of a year, how it is said. Okay. Savira means 1000, Nura means 100, like that. Okay, next. Okay, ಅವರ ಸೊಸೆ ಉಗಾದಿಗೆ ತವರು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾಳೆ. So ಅವರ ಸೊಸೆ, his daughter-in-law, ಉಗಾದಿಗೆ. So Ugadi is a festival, ಉಗಾದಿಗೆ. So it also represents time, ಉಗಾದಿಗೆ. ತವರು ಮನೆಗೆ means the mother's house. ತವರು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾಳೆ, she goes. Okay. ಸಂಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ, ಸಂಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ದಿವಸ means day. Sankranti is a festival. So Sankranti festival day, in the Sankranti festival day, ketta maatu, bad words, aadabaradu, don't talk. Aadu means to talk also. Aadu is dance. Aadu also means to talk. Aadabaradu, so should not talk. Okay. Besige, chali, male, vasanta, kala. These are all names of kala, means seasons. These are different seasons. Summer, besige is summer. Chali is cold season or winter. Okay, Male is rainy season. Vasanta is spring. Okay, these are all different names of different season. Okay, seasons are also called kala. Okay, Besige kaladalli bisilu taleyannu odayuttade. So Besige kaladalli, in the summer, bisilu meaning the sun. Bisilu means the sun or the heat of the sun. Bisilu taleyannu, head. Odayuttade, it is splitting the head, meaning it's like so hot that it splits the head. Okay. ಇನ್ನು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ or ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ನು in half an hour the program will start. Shuru means to start, right? So shuru aguttade means it will start. 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರದ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So 2 ಗಂಟೆ for 2 hours. 2 ಗಂಟೆ means 2 hours. For 2 hours, 2 hours time. ಹೊತ್ತು is time. So 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಹೊತ್ತು, 2 hours time. ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರದ meaning teachers. ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ lecture. ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ is going on. So the teacher's lecture is going on for 2 hours. 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಹೊತ್ತು. ಅವರು ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ 3 ದಿನ ಕಾಲ ಕಾದಿದ್ದರು. ಅವರು, he, ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ, for you, for your sake. 3 ದಿನ, 3 days. Kala. So kala is used to represent the amount of time. So 3 dina kala, 3 dinas day. 3 is 3. 3 dina kala, 3 days. Kadiddaru, waited. He waited. Okay, ನಾನು ಹುಚ್ಚಾತರ 4 ಗಂಟೆಯಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ಕಾಯುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು, ಹುಚ್ಚಾತರ means like a madman. Huchu is mad. Huchatara means like a madman. In the manner. Tara means in the manner of a madman. 4 ಗಂಟೆ, 4 hours. 4 ಗಂಟೆಯಾಗಿ, for 4 hours. ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ, for your sake. ಕಾಯುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, have been waiting. Okay. ಅವನು ಈ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟು ಗಂಟೆ ತನಕ. Tanaka means until. Varage is also until. 8 ಗಂಟೆ ತನಕ, until 8 o'clock. ಇರುತ್ತಾನಂತೆ. It seems he will be here in the office until 8 p.m. Okay. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಈಚೆಗೆ ಕಾದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. So ಈಚೆಗೆ ಆಚೆ means the other side. ಈಚೆಗೆ means this side. It also means in this area, in this place. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ, from since morning, ಈಚೆಗೆ, in this place, ಕಾದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, we have been waiting. That's what it means. ಈಚೆ means ಈಚೆ, ಆಚೆ. ಆಚೆ means that side, ಈಚೆ means this side. Roughly saying in this area. Okay. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ 8ನೇಯ ದಿನಾಂಕದಿಂದ 15ನೇಯ ದಿನಾಂಕವರೆಗೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತದೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ is program. 8ನೇಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ means 8th. ದಿನಾಂಕ is date. ದಿನಾಂಕದಿಂದ, so from the 8th of the month, of any given month. 15ನೇಯ, so 15ನೇಯ means 15th. 15 is 15. 15ನೇಯ ದಿನಾಂಕವರೆಗೆ, 15th. ದಿನಾಂಕ is the date, to represent date, right? ದಿನಾಂಕ. ವರೆಗೆ means till. ನಡೆಯುತ್ತದೆ. Okay. ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮೊದಲುಗೊಂಡು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ತದ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮೊದಲುಗೊಂಡು means starting from ಸೋಮವಾರ, starting from Monday. Starting from ಮೊದಲುಗೊಂಡು means starting from. ಮೊದಲು is the beginning. ಗೊಂಡು meaning, ಗೊಂಡು basically means starting from. Okay, ಮೊದಲುಗೊಂಡು, ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮೊದಲುಗೊಂಡು, Monday onwards. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ every day. ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ತದ electricity, ತೊಂದರೆ trouble ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. It has been, the trouble with electricity has been there since Monday, starting from Monday. ಮೊದಲುಗೊಂಡು. ಮುಂದಿನ ವಾರದ ನಂತರ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬೆಸ್ಕಾಂ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಬೆಸ್ಕಾಂ is the Bangalore electricity supplying company. Okay, so ಮುಂದಿನ ವಾರ meaning next. ವಾರ means week. Next week, ನಂತರ, after next week. ತೊಂದರೆ, trouble, ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, it will not be there ಅಂತ, like that Bescom has told. Okay. ಮೊನ್ನೆಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲೇ ಗಲಭೆ ಶುರು ಆಗಿತು. ಮೊನ್ನೆಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲೇ mean ಮೊನ್ನೆ is day before, yesterday. ಮೊನ್ನೆಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲೇ means even before day before yesterday. ಮೊನ್ನೆಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲೇ, right? Even before day before yesterday. ಗಲಭೆ means riot, right? ಶುರು, start, ಆಗಿತು. It started even before day before yesterday. We don't know the date, but we just know that it is before day before yesterday, even before. ಮೊನ್ನೆಗಿಂತ. This inta is to say that even before this day. ಮೊದಲು means before, earlier. ಕಳೆದ 24 ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಮಳೆ ಹೊಯ್ದಿದೆ. ಹೊಯ್ is to pour. The rain pouring is called ಹೊಯ್ಯು. ಹೊಯ್ದಿದೆ. So ಕಳೆದ, in the last 24 hours. ಕಳೆದ, in the past 24 hours. 24 means 24 ಗಂಟೆ, hours. 10 centimeter ಮಳೆ, rain. ಹೊಯ್ದಿದೆ means it poured. Okay. 5 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ಬರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ವಾಪಸ್ಸು means I'll return. I'll return in 5 ನಿಮಿಷ means in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes I'll return back. Okay, singular and plural rules. Humans we use aru. Neuter gender we use galu. Okay. Humans will always be, the plural form will be aru. Neuter gender will be galu. Like, gulabigalu, roses, right? Maragalu, like that. Humans will be hudugiyaru, hudugaru means boys, hudugiyaru, janaru, people, like that. Humans will all be. Human relationship will be andiru, annandiru, tammandiru, akkandiru, like that. Plural. Okay. Example: hudugaru, hudugiyaru, janaru, Janeyaru means smart people, boys. Girls. Janeyaru means both boys and girls, same, masculine and feminine, same. Plural form is Janeyaru. Okay. With this one is what Vidveyaru. Vidveyaru is basically like widow women. Hengasaru is women. Gandaru means men, right? Annandiru, Akkandiru, Mavandiru means uncles. Appandiru, fathers, right? This one is Kolugalu. Kolugalu means sticks. Kolu means sticks. Kolugalu, Maragalu. Maragalu means trees. Kivigalu means ears. Kivigalu. Yelegalu is leaves. Now, exception for this is Vidyarthigalu. Vidyarthi means students, right? And then another one is Swamigalu. Here it is, say you're talking about some big rishi or some guru, then you will tell them in plural as Swamigalu, Gurugalu, like that. Swamigalu means some priest. Priest will be called as Swamigalu, right? This is with respect we are telling him as Swamigalu, plural. So whenever we address people with respect, we want to tell them in plural, even though it's a single person, right? For priest, we use Swamigalu. Okay, so say there are certain nouns which show gender, like Hucha, Huchi. Hucha means madman. Huchi means madwoman. Okay, Madhuvaniga, Madhuvanigati means Madhuvaniga means bridegroom. Madhuvanigati means the bride. Okay, Gelaya means friend, male friend. Gelati means female friend. Jana means male, smart person, smart boy. Jane means smart girl. Okay, Sundaranada Huduga means a good looking boy. Sundaralada Hudugi means good looking girl. Okay, Jipunanada Odaya. Odaya means boss. Jipunanada means miser. Jipunanada Odaya. You can also say Jipunalada Odaya, miser, female boss, like that. Then Kannadanu, Kannadati. Kannadanu means a person, a Kannadiga, a male person from Kannada, right? A native of Kannada. Kannadati means a native woman of Kannada. Okay, so with that slide, we are actually ending this noun part 3 and also completes a complete noun tutorial. And I mean, if you have any questions, please write to correctkannada@gmail.com. And then I'll be able to answer those questions. So next we will, after this nouns video, we will go directly to tenses and then cover the tenses video. Thank you very much. Dhanyavadagalu.